Welcome, everyone. Tom Caron with the manager of the 2018 World Champion Boston Red Sox, Alex Cora. I know you turned the page. I know it's all about turning the page, but we're going to keep saying that because we're not there yet. Talk about these early days. You get going tomorrow. You've had meetings today. What's the message to the team? How do you make this group ready to start a new chapter in their baseball lives?
I don't think it's going to take that much, honestly. As you know, you've been listening to the guys from October 28th all the way till today that we have to turn the page. We're ready to play 2019. It's a good sign when your horses, they show up early to Fort Myers, and the horses, I mean the rotation. You got everybody here, everybody throwing, everybody working, getting together, having dinner, and talking about what can happen this year, and that's a good sign. So that makes it actually easier for me to go into the first meeting and tell the guys what I expect out of them. But I think the expectations are way high in that clubhouse, and hopefully we can stay healthy and do this thing again.
Back at the Boston Baseball Writers Dinner, you said wait till this year. Now, you got to understand, for decades we say wait till next year, right?
Yeah.
That's what we wait till next year. Why do you think this is the type of group that can put away any pressure, forget about last year, and start new?
I mean, we have a group that I do feel we can improve to a few things that we did last year and some things that we didn't do last year. I still think Xander can be a lot better defensively. Mookie Betts can be a better second half hitter than last year. JD, I don't know if he can get better. But I identify a few guys that we're going to push in spring training. As you know, there's a few guys that already are working on a few things. Jackie Bradley Jr., he went to California, and he worked on his swing. Looking forward to see him put that swing into games and see how it works. But if he puts the second half he did last year, it's going to be an amazing year. Christian, Sandy, Blake, what's going to happen there? They're a lot better hitters than what they showed last year. The bullpen situation, the arms that we have, the guys that are coming into camp, how we're going to use them throughout games and how we're going to maximize their potential and put them in situations that are going to be great. So I do feel it can be better. I know there's a lot of teams out there that they will be better, and the challenge is out there, but I just control what I can control. I just manage the Boston Red Sox. I do feel that we're going to improve and we're going to have a great season.
One of those teams, the New York Yankees, we always compare you to the New York Yankees. They were good last year. You both won 100 games. They've made some moves. They're a different team. Do you think they are considerably better than they were last year? How do you look at them as a guy who's got to play them 19 times?
As my friend Aaron Boone said, let's see how he plays out. But they got some names in the bullpen. They added some guys. They also lost some guys. Robertson now is in Philadelphia, and he was amazing against us. But a healthy Chapman, a healthy Britton, Ottavino is coming to the American League. You see the names, and you're like, wow, it's pretty amazing. Paxton, when healthy, he's one of the best lefties in the league. So, I mean, they're good. And we always expect them to be good. We knew that they were going to make some moves. Probably they're not done yet, But like I said before, I control what I can control. I control the Boston Red Sox, and we'll be ready to play March 28th.
You talk about the bullpen of New York, and you look around the game, and it's going to a bullpen game. Most of the teams that have to build great bullpens and get a lot of innings don't have the type of rotation you have. If given your choice, if you were building a team out of scratch, would you go heavy on the rotation? Is that still where you think a team needs to start?
I think that's the reason we won 108 games last year. To be able to use our starters to go 6 and 7, it really, help us to finish games. And when your rotation is only going 5 innings, 4 2/3 on a daily basis, it's hard for bullpens to close out games. The innings will go up there, the usage, fatigue will come into play. But last year, I think our rotation did an outstanding job getting deep in the games, and then we were able to match up the 7th and 8th, and then Craig was closing games in the 9th. Right now, Craig is not here, so we have to think about how we're going to do things late in games. But stuff-wise, I do feel that we have guys that they're throwing 97, 98 with good breaking balls, good changeups, split-finger fastballs. So we'll see how it works out in spring training, but I still feel like rotations, when you got 5 guys the way we do, actually we'll probably have 8 good starters. We're going to be in good shape.
You said right now Craig Kimbrell is not here. That's what you just said. A year ago we sat here.
He's not here.
He's not here. A year ago we sat here talked about J.D. Martinez, not here. There was so much talk about J.D. Martinez in those first couple of weeks. Then you sign him. That may or may not happen with Craig Kimbrell, but it's important that nobody's sitting here thinking about guys who are not here right now and whether they could help you.
Yeah, I think last year we did a good job with J.D. too. We were in the middle of the whole JD mania, and all the negotiations. There was a really good chance that he was coming, but we were actually planning to play the season without JD, and I still felt we had a good group. I mean, you know, it's hard with everything that is going on out there, and you think about this guy and that guy, but the most important thing is the guys that are here, we're the Boston Red Sox, and we got to be ready to play a season.
And this group here, as far as the bullpen goes, are you confident you could get the job done with them?
I'm confident. I think stuff-wise, that's something I heard throughout the offseason with guys back home in Puerto Rico and traveling around that, you know, Heath Hembry, he throws hard, really hard, 97 with a good slider. Barnesy, he took a step forward. Ryan Brazier, he was amazing. So we have some guys in the bullpen, in this clubhouse, that we feel like stuff-wise, they're up there with the best of them. It's just a matter of put them in the right situation and get outs.
There's also some guys that maybe it's a finger-crossing thing, but, you know, you got a Tyler Thornburg over here, a Carson Smith over there, guys who at points in their career were very good relievers, especially Thornburg. I've seen him out there. From what I understand, he's been out there a bunch already.
He's been great. He's been great. Actually, he threw a bullpen like yesterday. He threw a bullpen. 5 days ago, he threw another one, 35 pitches, and you don't see that often. And another guy that people are not talking about, and going into the playoffs, everybody thought that he was going to be huge for us in the bullpen with Stephen Wright, and he got hurt a couple hours before game one. So we expect him to be healthy, expect him to be a big contributor in the bullpen, so we're going to be fine.
All right, want to dig into a couple of the pitchers. We'll stay here for another segment with Alex Cora, manager of the Red Sox. We'll come back right after this. Don't go away. Red Sox and Fort Myers continues from JetBlue Park. Another beautiful day here in Southwest Florida. Not quite the same back home, so warm up and talk a little baseball with us. We're back with Alex Cora, manager of the Red Sox. Now, you told us all that you're going to have to ease back on the rotation here in spring training because they pitched so deep last year, but they're all here early, all getting in their work. What does that say?
It's a testament to who they are. They did some great things last year, and they understand that for this to happen, they set the tempo. And, you know, having Chris and David, they live in the area, but Nate got here early. Porcello got here right after the Super Bowl, just like Eddie, and they're working hard. They're doing everything. They lead them by example, and that's the most important thing about this group. You know, like they're not satisfied. You see them working, you see them studying, you see them, you know, going about their business the right way. That's what helped us to be great, and I'm glad that everybody's here.
Last year, throughout the season, you gave guys rest, right? Early in the season, we're like, oh boy, he's going to sacrifice regular season wins. Well, it worked out okay. You won 108 of them before winning the World Series. You think that helps you coming into this year as far as the buy-in factor from the players? The fact that we did this last year, it worked. Trust me, I will get you through this.
Yeah, they understand. And it's not that I just tell them you're not playing and they say, okay, I'm not playing. There's a whole process behind him, behind all this stuff. And the medical staff has a huge impact of what we do on a daily basis, and the information that is provided, and we show the players, we show, hey, you should take a day off today because in 2 weeks you're going to feel great. You know, I think the perfect example was Xander. I know he got hurt early, but we were very smart with him. I mean, he's 6'4", 230, playing at a premium position, and he's always running the bases, and we took care of him, and you saw the season he put on. He was healthy most of the season, and he finished strong even in the playoffs. So Mookie Betts, he got an off day in Game 6 of the season, and people were going nuts. That's what we do, and in such a long season, we start off, 11 in a row in the West Coast, so there's going to be a few off days, and we're going to take advantage of the schedule, and they're going to take advantage of that as players, and they're going to perform.
Chris Sale was a guy who had to manage his time. He had to manage. He said he was healthy after it was all said and done. Any restrictions on Sale coming into this camp?
No restrictions. It's just a matter of just make sure, you know, he goes through his progressions, his bullpens, aggressive bullpens, and backfields games, and then he'll be pitching. At one point, he'll be pitching in the big fields, and he'll be ready for the first series of the season.
For the first series of the season, and you have 11 in a row, as you said, so you'll use 6 the first time through, right?
Yeah, we will. We go with the 5 guys, and then Game 6 in Oakland, I think it is, we'll go with the 6 starter. We have to take advantage of those 2 off days when we get back home. Monday's off. We play Tuesday and Wednesday's off. So it actually helps everybody out. It seems like everybody's going to pitch with 5 or 6 days rest, and that's going to help them throughout the season.
Nathan Eovaldi back for a full season with you. We know what he did in the playoffs. We know what the agent was sitting there with his head in his hands during that 97-pitch performance. Is he a guy you got to be careful with here in the spring?
Yeah, I do feel that with Chris, David, Nate, and Rick, we have to be very careful, just getting ready for the season. Eduardo, he's different because he didn't pitch that much towards the end, so he'll be ready to go. Brazier, Barnes will take care of him just like Heater. But besides that, it's a full go with everybody, and we're very excited about it.
You've said Eduardo Rodriguez could be a guy, you talk about who can improve this year. He's a guy with a healthy season, 26 years old, could be just getting into his best. You said yesterday he looks like the healthiest you've ever seen him.
Yeah, the healthiest and in the best shape of his life, literally. You know, like everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm in the best shape. No. You look okay, but Eddie looks great, and I think that last game in LA, the way he pitched, regardless of the last pitch of that game, he grew up a lot. The usage, the tempo, the body language on the mound. I guarantee you, he has looked at that game over and over and over, and he remembers, this is what I did. And if he pitches close to that throughout the season, he's gonna be an outstanding pitcher for us.
All right. It's hard to imagine. A year ago, we sat here talking about your first Major League managing experience being in camp. Now you take selfies with Tom Brady. Major League Baseball Network's doing a big documentary on you tonight. I mean, you are the superstar of Major League Baseball. How different is coming up here and getting this started? Having that whole experience behind you, there had to be questions at this point a year ago, even though you're a confident guy, just to see how it played out. It played out so well. How does that change the way you just think about things coming in?
Honestly, TC, I went to Miami last weekend. We had an event for the foundation of my buddy JD Arteaga. Then we had the first pitch banquet. And then you hop in that car and take Alligator Alley on the way here, and you start thinking about the things that we did in spring training last year, what happened throughout the season. And then when you get here, you feel like, are we ready? We're not? And then you meet with the coaching staff, which I think, honestly, they put me in this position, to be successful. And they're like, we're okay. We just met about the schedule. And actually, it's a lot shorter, in the first day. But I think we're going to do more. So, our spring training is going to be great. I feel like, coming into this, everybody was excited about last year. I'm very excited about this one. Last year was one of those, like, let's see what happens. But I did feel that, we had a great team. But this year is like, with everything that people are talking about, the way they're talking about our team is like, we'll be ready. We'll be ready to play. We just saw what happened with the Patriots. You see what got them going and how they felt about everybody else. I'm not saying we're going to play us against the whole world, but there's a lot of doubters out there, and we use that into our benefit, and we're going to be ready to play.
All right, good luck with the start of camp. Great to be back here. Good to see you.
I mean, this is going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. Alex Cora with us. Thank you, Alex.